So you know the concept that Lady Gaga used in her Enigma Las Vegas show? Well, it turns out that actually wasn't the original concept. There was actually another idea, but that got scrapped. As Lady Gaga was on her Joanne World Tour that started on August 1st, 2017, rumors had begun around June about her planning a Las Vegas residency. Not to mention in the beginning of the year in January, she spoke about someday wanting to do one. As months passed and her not addressing the rumor, small details started to come out from different sources. Then finally on Tuesday, December 19, after keeping this a secret for months, Lady Gaga confirmed that the rumors were true on social media, with photos posted of her signing the deal and her toasting with Bill Hormickle, president of MGM Resorts International, as well as with Chris Baldizin, SVP of Entertainment Booking and Development, MGM Resorts, and Richard Sturm, COO of Sports and Entertainment, which in the caption she posted on Twitter with the photo, she said, "The rumors are true. I will have my own residency at MGM's Park Theater. Get ready for a brand new show. It's been my lifelong dream to be a Las Vegas girl. I'm so overjoyed. Love you little monsters, we did it. Meet me in Las Vegas. Hashtag Las Vegas goes Gaga." Then the next year in 2018, as fans waited for more details about Gaga's Las Vegas residency, her Joanne era came to an end. Gaga continued to go to the studio to work on new music throughout the year, and besides reports coming out around May of Gaga planning to launch her makeup line called House Beauty, and the highly anticipated remake of A Star Is Born getting ready to release later in the year, starring Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. But before that, on Tuesday, August 7th, new details about Gaga's residency were revealed, such as there will be 2 different shows, Lady Gaga Enigma, described as a brand new odyssey of her pop hits, and Gaga Jazz and Piano, where she will perform stripped-down versions of her hits along with music from the Great American Songbook. Which, fun fact, when Gaga spoke with Maureen Claire in 2019, she revealed originally the executives didn't want her to do 2 shows, they just wanted her to do the pop show because they didn't think the jazz one would work, and although they didn't think it would work out, Gaga was able to convince them to make it happen, which turns out the Jazz and Piano show actually sold out faster. The opening night for Lady Gaga's Enigma show was set for December 28th, and Gaga's Jazz and Piano will begin on January 20th, 2019. Along with dates for both shows. There was even a vibrant Enigma poster revealed featuring Gaga in a sci-fi neon light theme and the Enigma text lighted on her face, while the Jazz and Piano poster was revealed later on, and when the day got closer for Enigma, Lady Gaga shared some behind the scene footage. The Enigma show had a story Gaga wrote and scripted herself while working with her on-set photographer, Eli Russell Linnetz, known for his photography, directing Shawn Mendes' music video for Nervous, and more. He served as the creative director for both the Enigma show and the Jazz and Piano show, and according to the production designer, Leroy Bennett, in an interview he did with The Hollywood Reporter on February 28, 2019, when asked about the main source of inspiration for the Enigma set and what it is meant to represent, he said, "It's a journey about Gaga and her Enigma character finding themselves within each other. It takes place in various settings as she's going into her virtual world and past. But it's also the present and future, so it has to take on multiple personalities. I wanted it to have a life of its own at times, so it could become its own character throughout the course of the show. We have a huge light pod that floats above her on stage, which is very malleable depending on lights and graphics. It could be a spaceship, it could just be energy beaming down on the stage to heal her. It's our main lighting instrument." The Enigma character you see in the show was inspired by a character used from Gaga's art pop app.
My name is Petka. I am the interface of this application.
The show's tracklist contained 21 songs, including her hits like Bad Romance, Million Reasons, and Poker Face, as well as deep cuts like The Fame, Government Hooker, and Dance in the Dark, along with a cover of David Bowie's song I'm Afraid of Americans. For the outfits and costumes of Enigma, they were sci-fi themed, while Jazz and Piano had a glamour showgirl Las Vegas aesthetic, which both looks for each show were designed by different designers, including her sister Natalie Germanotta, Asher Levine, Ralph Lauren, and more. Now going back to what I said in the beginning of the video, it is true, the concept used in her Enigma show wasn't the original concept. The original idea got changed and scrapped. Not only that, but there were some saying that Gaga possibly revealed a little what the original concept could have been before it got changed. which was back on August 15, 2018, when Gaga posted 3 black and white contrasted photos on her Instagram just days after Gaga announced the name and dates of her Las Vegas residency, and the photos were shot by Eli, the same Eli who worked with her on her Las Vegas residency and was her photographer. One photo showed Gaga with a pointy nose, another where she was above the camera with a mask, which according to W magazine resembled a fox, and the last one being an edited photo of her with her mouth opened. At the time, the media outlets were unsure what these photos were for or if they were connected for a possible new album, LG6, since Gaga had been working on new music. And though no one knew what these photos were connected to, it did leave fans excited to what this could be a part of. Which weren't the only photos that Gaga did with Eli, there was more of that photo shoot that later got posted, including some of her holding an octopus plushie, close-up shots, a photo of hair that fans guessed resembled a C or maybe even a E, her wearing the fox mask and more. But since I don't think YouTube will allow me to show all the photos, I left a link down below if you wanted to check out the photos from this photo shoot. But the thing is, it wasn't confirmed that these photos were for the original Enigma concept. However, I found an interview that Eli did with Sense, which I think it is Sense. The only reason why I'm saying this is because since it has a double S, it's kind of throwing me off, but I think it's Sense, back in 2019, where he spoke about his career and various projects he worked on. He also discussed about taking photos with Gaga, which seemed he was referring to that photo shoot. He also mentioned working with Gaga on her Vegas show and revealed he was the one who changed the original concept that Gaga had for Enigma. And when he explained this, he said, Gaga and I took some photos together and she was like, I've got my Vegas show coming up and this is what I think I want to do for it. And because I'm so nuts, I was like, no, and then designed a whole stage and came up with this story and said, this is how I would do it. And she was like, okay, let's do it. It was a beautiful collaboration and I'm honored she let me into her world. It's not calculated, it's very intuitive, and it's about the people I meet. So now we know why the concept changed, but I still wasn't really sure if Eli was talking about that specific photo shoot. The only reason I assume he was because 2 photos from it were featured in the interview. However, because I saw mixed answers among fans about where these photos were connected to, I decided to research a little more to find a more accurate answer, which I ended up finding a thread on Twitter from user Anthony Lady Gaga News, where they uncovered the mystery of this photo shoot. From that, I discovered that Anthony had a theory back in 2018 that this photo shoot was intended for King Kong magazine but got scrapped. They also noticed that their new issue had 8 covers and Dove Cameron was featured on one of them, which turns out Eli took those photos of Dove that also had a similar contrasted black and white style to the ones he took of Gaga. And as I looked more into it, Anthony pointed out that this might be true because they discovered a screenshot of a now deleted post from 2018 by Alex Kazemi, a guest editor of King Kong issue 6, the same issue featuring Dove Cameron, and in the photo we see Eli, Alex, and a printed photo of Gaga from that photo shoot on the table when zoomed in, which seemed to indicate they were working on the same issue for the magazine together. Anthony also added how interesting it was that Alex's interview about King Kong magazine was titled Alex Kazemi and Enigma Revealed. They then pointed out that Eli's interview with Sense, the one I mentioned before, where Eli talked about a photo shoot, confirming it was indeed that photo shoot that inspired Gaga's initial concept for Enigma, before that concept later got changed as we learned. And according to Anthony, with sharing their thoughts on this, they said, perhaps Gaga's photo shoot was her original theme for Enigma, and perhaps the shoot was also a contender for one of King Kong's multiple covers for issue 6. One reason it may have been scrapped was due to Enigma's concept changing, as explained by Eli in the above tweet. While we don't know anything with absolute certainty, the incredible photo shoot is extremely unlikely to be used in anything in the future. This little bit of extra information perhaps ties together the two and explains the mystery once and for all. There was also a user that goes by All Monster on Gaga Daily who shared their thoughts, which I think explains this perfectly. My personal view is that Eli used the shoe as a reference for his work with King Kong, hence why it was on the desk when the covers were being edited. I don't think it was ever for King Kong. There's really no denying that the shoot was Enigma inspired. It literally portrays Gaga as an enigma, a person or thing that is mysterious or difficult to understand. I also happened to come across the sketches to Gaga's Enigma show that I wanted to share, which thanks to Miguel Monster 96 on Twitter, who shared a side-by-side comparison of the sketches and the actual show, where you can see many of the elements were almost if not accurate to the final idea, such as the second robot design, the piano, headpiece that she wore in the beginning of the show, what the dancers would be wearing, and the guitar she played, among other details. I also saw some sketches that didn't make it onto the show, like the one of her as a motorcycle, referencing her Born This Way album cover, a sketch that seems to reference her Born This Way ball tour, specifically her Bloody Mary performance, a sketch that reminded me of her wearing her white latex suit from her Bad Romance music video, a sketch that has his robotic suit and bicycle design, a sketch where she's wearing a different headpiece, which I'm assuming this was for her but it just didn't get used on the show. And then there was these other ones that I saw as well. So I did leave a link down below if you wanted to check these out on your own. Although we didn't get to see Gaga's full ideas for the original concept, aside from one thing that did inspire her, it does make you wonder what they were. However, it doesn't mean that Gaga won't use those ideas in a future album, tour, music video, or performance, since she has done it before, taking those concepts or ideas that were scrapped from one project and reworking them into another. There isn't much more to say other than things just happen, and there could be more to the story about what happened behind the scenes and why the concept got changed, which is understandable because life can be like that sometimes and things just don't go exactly the way we planned. Something I also noticed while researching that some fans actually did not like the Enigma show. There were comments saying that the vibe fell off, critiques about some of her outfits, and other comments that had me thinking if that's the reason why Enigma didn't have a long run compared to her jazz and piano show, even though it was successful, which even got extended to 2024. And another thing I found interesting is some of those fans who didn't like the Enigma show as much loved her jazz and piano show more. And if I could, I would have given a review of what the show was like being there, but I didn't get a chance to go to either of the shows. So what are your thoughts on this? Do you have an idea what the original concept would have been based on Gaga being inspired by that photo shoot she did with Eli? And if you did go to see her Enigma show, what did you think of it? You can share it down below in the comments. I also wanted to give a shout out to FlazeDa8743 who requested this video. And if you like, I did do a deep dive of Lady Gaga's original LG5 concept that was scrapped, which you can watch right here, and also did a video of Lady Gaga's original concept for her Stupid Love music video, which you can watch here as well. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.